Let's talk about Deadwire, one of the ammo mods in Black Ops 6 Zombies. Is it any good and what do I think about it? Well, today we will find out. It's also the final ammo mod that I will review before I will do my ranking video. So stay tuned for that. But with that being said, let's just talk about Deadwire, I guess. Well, I went ahead and tested first the elemental weakness of Deadwire. And as we all know by now, some enemies are weak against certain ammo types. And in the case of Deadwire, we have actually the Amalgam on Terminus that is weak against Deadwire and also Shadow Rift. So what I did was like boot up a game of Terminus and tried out to kill a Amalgam with Deadwire. And yeah, I have to say, my AR with Deadwire really took out the Amalgam fast. And I was actually kinda surprised by that, but yeah, it worked. And it also kinda felt like Deadwire took out the Amalgam faster than the other ammo mod Shadow Rift, which like I said is also a weakness of the Amalgam. But maybe it was due to the fact that my weapon was better upgraded this time, who knows. I just wanna say that if you have trouble with the Amalgam, use Deadwire or Shadow Rift against it. It helps. Now, when it comes to Deadwire's major augments, there we first have Chain Lightning, which states the stunned enemy can spread the stun to others. And after using that for a bit, I can, well, confirm that it works, but it's still not really that much of a difference. Like, you would assume that there might be some chain reaction going on, like we have seen with other ammo mods like Napalm Burst or maybe Brain Rot. But in the case of Chain Lightning, it really didn't do much. You could get like 3 or 4, maybe 5 more kills with this augment equipped, but that's about it. So instead of killing 3 zombies, you kill 8 at most. And I have to say at this point already that Deadwire is again not an aggressive ammo mod. It's not good for killing, it's more for stunning enemies. It's similar to Cryo Freeze that slows enemies down. But yeah, moving on, we have Big Game, the other major augment, and this one allows for elite enemies to also be stunned. This can be helpful when you're fighting against like the Amalgam, because it's always chasing you and making your life a living hell. So if you have the choice to stun it and do some extra elemental Deadwire damage to the Amalgam, you better take that chance and yeah, just do it. But at the same time, we have the other ammo mod called Shadow Rift, which can also take out the Amalgam basically with one shot if it's a critical ammo mod trigger, right? And so you might be wondering or asking, which is better? And I have to say, well, it depends. Shadow Rift has a really long cooldown to activate its effect, and in comparison, Deadwire has also, I would say, not that long of a cooldown, but still noticeable long. And with that being said, I would recommend, if you're gonna use Big Game on any ammo mod augment, to still go with Shadow Rift to take out Amalgams fast, making this augment on Deadwire just an inferior choice. And with that, we move on to the third major augment called Lightning Strike, and it states, a bolt of lightning strikes from above, stunning all normal and special enemies in the area. And if you ever wanted to feel like the God of Thunder 4 in Call of Duty Zombies, this is the augment for you. I will just say that it looks amazing and is really fun to see. However, I have to say, it's really not good at killing zombies. It only stuns them. And this is just underwhelming. And of course it will only stun the normal zombies and in our case Manglers, but not the elite zombies. Moving on to the minor augments, there we first have High Voltage, which states Deadwire deals slightly more damage, which is also kinda underwhelming because if you actually trigger Deadwire on zombies, yes, they will get electrocuted first, but then they will also die at some point after a few seconds. So making it a bit stronger to kill more zombies is not really helpful. And when I tried it out against Manglers, it also made no difference, using default Deadwire or this augment with Deadwire. Yeah, I did the same amount of damage against the Mangler. Moving on to the next minor augment called Haste, this one states Deadwire cooldown is slightly reduced. And I really don't know what the thing is with ammo mods and their cooldown being so inconsistent when I'm trying them out. Obviously I'm not using Elemental Pop when I'm testing those things, since Elemental Pop with the right augments can also further reduce the cooldown for ammo mods, but the cooldown is always something that's inconsistent for me. I would say default Deadwire goes off after like 30 to 40 seconds, and using the Haste augment you can get it to trigger at around 27 seconds at best. So overall I would say this augment reduces the cooldown for about 5 seconds. And finally the last minor augment is called Extension and it states the stun and the electric field last longer. And this one was also kind of underwhelming because it only increased the stun for like maybe 2-3 seconds, I would say, and it's not really needed because the electric field on the floor doesn't do much, the zombies just walk over it. But yeah, maybe the stun increased from 4 to 6 seconds or something. There was just no big difference. And with that, we reviewed every major and minor augment individually, and now is the time where we can talk about possible builds for that wire. And the first thought that I had was like, if every augment on its own is kinda bad or underwhelming, surely there will be some good combinations to find. And unfortunately, I have to say I have not found any combination that's really powerful, or something where I would say this is the way to go. It might be the most underwhelming ammo mod out of all of them. It's not really good for killing zombies, but you can stun them, and if that's something that you need for camo grinding, sure, I guess that's helpful. It's kinda similar to Cryo Freeze, since that also slows down the zombies. But besides camo grinding and doing Easter egg stabs, this is not the ammo mod to pick. And when it comes to possible combinations, well, I tried out a bunch of stuff, but all of them felt underwhelming. With the augment Chain Lightning, I couldn't build up a proper chain reaction, like we've seen with Brain Rot or Napalm Burst, so that was kinda a letdown. The big game augment, yeah, it's good for amalgams, but the Shadow Rift is just better in that regard, so I also wouldn't recommend that build. And that leaves Lightning Strike as the major augment, and this one is fun because, again, you feel like the God of Thunder, and that's great. And if you're gonna go with that wire, you just have to embrace the funness and craziness of Call of Duty Zombies a bit. So my recommendation actually would be to pick Lightning Strike and maybe Haste to reduce the cooldown a little bit and just, have fun. Put on some lightning strikes on the floor and stun the zombies. You will not kill them, but hey, it looks nice and you might feel powerful, although you are not. And I also tried out the combination Lightning Strike with High Voltage because I thought, hey, maybe this Lightning Strike will actually kill the zombies, and no, it still took like a few Lightning Strikes to hit to clear a whole train of zombies. And that's taking forever. Only with an insta-killer was actually able to like clear the full horde with the Lightning Strike. So that's kinda sad. The only other good thing about the Lightning Strike is that you get some XP for that. Because in theory, you can electrocute a full train of zombies, and that's like 40 zombies. And when you do that, you get some extra XP, but it's not really worth it. So even as a XP farming method, this ammo mod is not good. Should anybody have found a better combination that's actually good at killing zombies or something, please let me know. I'm dying to try it out. But yeah, with that being said, thank you so much for watching, and I hope this was somewhat of an insight to the Dead Wire ammo mod. Again, it really felt like the most useless ammo mod out of all of them. So yeah, I'm gonna do my ranking now for the next video. So unless I find someone who is like Dead Wire's #1 fan, to convince me otherwise, I'm gonna really rank it low in comparison to the other ammo mods. But yeah, thank you so much for watching. Like the video and subscribe for more guides and reviews. And I see you next time. Take care.